This postnatal core program will help you reconnect with your pelvic floor muscles and your transversus abdominis postpartum. It's so important that you do learn to reconnect with these muscles as they help control the intra-abdominal pressure and encourage your abdominal muscles to come back together postpartum. All you need for the workout is a mat and some space on the floor. While you're getting ready, if you're new to my channel, hello, my name's Meg and I'm a physiotherapist. Remember to always have medical clearance before starting an exercise program postpartum. These are safe, but if you do feel any of the 3 Ps, pain, pressure or pee, make sure you stop the exercise and book in with your medical professional. So making your way down onto your back on the mat. You want about your heels in line with your sit bones, just resting your arms on the bottom of your rib cage. We're just going to start with 360-degree breathing. So just taking that nice inhale breath through the nose. Feel the ribs expand at the front, back and sides, and then as you exhale out through the mouth, feel that gentle lift up and in of the pelvic floor and the wrapping below the belly button. So inhale, sit bones widen, and then exhale, breathing out through that pelvic bowl. Shoulders and jaw are nice and relaxed. Inhale breath. And breathing out. So let's take our focus a bit more to that pelvic floor. So we take the breath in and we feel the sit bones widen, pelvic floor relaxes. And then as you exhale, imagine you're sucking a blueberry up a straw into the vagina. And then inhale, release. Exhale. Well done. 3 more breaths. So one thing we can do a lot postpartum is hold the breath when we're doing specific tasks. So it's really important that you learn to get your diaphragm working. And take those nice inhale breaths and then exhaling just to reconnect with the pelvic floor. So 1 more breath here. And now we're just going to take the focus to the hips. So I just want you to place your hands on the front of your hip bones. We're going to take that breath in and just reconnect with that pelvic floor again, lifting up and in as we wrap below the belly button. Now we feel engaged there. We're going to keep that as we float 1 leg up and then floating back down. Exhale, float. Alternating side to side, so just going into some marching. So the main thing here is you don't want to feel a big drop towards one side, that there's even weight through the pelvis, and that you don't feel any bulging through the front. So you can check through the abdominals there. So the legs feel like they're moving through oil. It's not a lot of effort, but we're maintaining a nice neutral spine. Try and keep the collarbones open and the shoulder blades are just melting through the floor. The back of the head is long. So we're going to go 1 more to the left. As we float the right leg up, we're going to add extensions. So we're going to exhale as we extend. Energy out through the heel. Inhale back to center. Exhale, extend. So how low you go determines how much load is going through the core. So if you go lower with the leg, you'll feel that it's a lot harder. So just work within your limits. Inhale, float. Exhale. Keep the shoulders soft. They'll want to help out, but keep them relaxed. We've got 2 more here. And then we're going to stay out there and draw circles. 1, 2. So how big those circles are depends on how much stability you have in the hips. So you don't want to feel your hips sway side to side. We want to keep breathing. 2 more. And then we're going to reverse the circle. 2, 3, nearly there. 7, one more, and 8. Well done. Floating back to tabletop and floating down, changing sides. So if you need to after that, feel free to gently rock the tailbone out and then stop in the middle, take that breath in, relax the pelvic floor, and just take that time to reconnect. So breath in, we're gonna, breath in as we prepare. Exhale, we're gonna float the leg. And then exhale to extend. Inhale, float. Keep the shoulders melting through the floor. Two more here. On this one, we're going to keep the leg extended, going into circles. So again, remember, only as big as you can do with controlling the pelvis. You don't want to feel your weight shift side to side. Remember to continue to breathe. And then changing direction. Keep breathing. Two more. Last one. Well done. Coming back in. So we'll just get some nice mobility through the spine, but also getting a nice gentle reverse curl. So it's nice. It really encourages that lower activation of your transversus abdominis. So we're going to take the breath in as we prepare. Then as we exhale, we're going to roll back, peel up one vertebra at a time. Inhale as we hold at the top, and then exhale, we're going to melt down one vertebra at a time. And then inhaling as we rock out at the bottom. So exhale, let's think about the lift up and in through the pelvic floor, wrapping below the belly button, and that continues all the way up to the rib cage. Inhale as we hold, and then exhale, controlling that movement down. One vertebra at a time. And then inhaling at the bottom as we rock out, and then exhale. Inhale as we hold, and then exhale. Inhale at the bottom and exhale. Press up through those heels, wrap through the glutes. Inhale as we hold, and then exhale. They're very easy on the way down to kind of let the tummy switch off. So still really think about gently lifting up and in through the pelvic floor. So we take that breath in. So here is where we still want to think of that lifting up and in of the pelvic floor, gently wrapping below the belly button. And then we get to relax right at the end. We inhale, we release, sit bones widen. And then we exhale, reconnect. Hold that connection at the top. Exhale, peel down, keeping the connection. And then inhale, completely relaxing as we rock out. Last one here. Go at your own pace. And then from here, just going into some windshield wipers. So popping your arms out at about a goalpost position. And we just want to make sure that the heels are just a little bit wider than the sit bones. Take a breath in as we prepare. And then exhale, we're going to float the knees towards the right, trying to keep the rib cage and the thorax just in contact with the floor. Inhale as we hold there, and then exhale, really think about the hips bring you back rather than the knees, and that'll just help you get the core and the pelvic floor contraction rather than just letting your legs do the work. So we're going to exhale as we float to the opposite side. Inhale while we hold it there. And then use that exhale breath to lift up through the pelvic floor, wrapping below the belly button to bring you back to center. And we're just alternating side to side. You get a nice stretch through the obliques here. It's a nice slow and controlled movement. It is an all-rounder. This windshield wipers is a great exercise postpartum and is one of my favorites. Exhale, float. Inhale back to center. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, float back to center. So we will do one more to either side. Just a nice slow and controlled movement. Holding it there for that big breath in, and then exhale back to center. Now gently making your way onto all fours. Just give the spine a bit more of a stretch there, going into cat-cow. So just coming onto all fours, making sure your wrists are directly under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to inhale and gaze forward as we open up through the chest, lengthen through that lower back, and then exhale, start to curl the spine as we press the floor away into cat-cow. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, press. Inhale, lengthen. The spine does get very stiff, especially with the feeding of the little one and carrying the little one. So this is a really nice spinal mobility exercise. And a really nice one to lengthen through that pelvic floor. So when you come into that extension, you want to think about those sit bones widening, pelvic floor relaxes, and then exhale that very gentle lift up and in as the spine curves and you press the floor away. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. We'll do one more here and feel those two extreme movements, and then we'll stop in the middle. So press the floor, and then finding that neutral position. From there, going into hovers. So with this, it's really important you check in with the pelvic floor and the core first. So you're going to take the breath in, back, sides, fronts of the lungs, and then exhale. Let's just check in. We're going to lift up and in through the pelvic floor as we zipper up from pubic bone to rib cage. Now we are engaged. We're going to take that breath in. Exhale, we're just going to hover the knees and we're going to hold. Well done. And then inhale, lower back down. Completely relax. Make sure you maintain that neutral spine and then reconnect again. So taking that breath in, reconnecting, lifting those knees, and for 3 breaths we hold. 3, and then lowering back down. If you find that too hard, by all means you can exhale to hover and inhale to lower. So it is harder to hold the pose, but if that is too hard and you feel there's too much pressure, by all means do lift and lowers. So we're going back in, so breath in, exhale, and we hold 2 more breaths. And then lowering back down. So we'll go for 2 more rounds. Big breath in. Exhale, connect as we hover. Long through the back of the neck, press that floor away. And then lowering back down. Last one here, big breath in. Exhale, just hover the knees about 1 inch off the floor. Continue to breathe to the front, backs and sides of the lungs. You are nearly there. One more breath. And then lowering back down. Well done. Making your way up into high kneeling. We'll go into thigh stretch, so active through the feet. Reach those arms long. We're going to zipper up from pubic bone all the way up to the bottom of the rib cage. Take that breath in. And then exhale as we hinge back off the knees. And then inhaling back to center. So only going as far as you can, controlling that connection through the abdominals. So it is a nice position to check in, find that belly button and make sure that there is some tension through there, that there's no doming or bulging. You get a nice activation through the front of the legs as well. We'll do one more here. Always remember to keep breathing. And then coming back down. So making your way down onto your side, we'll go into side planks. So coming down onto your elbow, if that is too hard, by all means come up onto a straight arm. I find after pregnancy my wrists get really sore, so I like to do it on my elbow. So we're going to keep your knee, pelvis, shoulders and head all in a straight line. Connect in with that pelvic floor and lower abs as you press up into that side plank, and we're just going to breathe. Make sure that you're not sinking into the shoulder, that you're pressing that floor away, nice and active through that side body. Keep going. One more breath here. And then very gently we're going to dip the hips down and then press up and away. Exhale, lift, good. Nearly there. Nine, last one. And 10, and gently coming back down, and we'll change sides. So coming onto the right side body, making sure that your knees, hips and shoulders, head all in a nice straight line. Energy out through that top heel, breath in at the bottom, exhale, really press up, connect, and then just focus on 5 breaths here. Strong through that supportive shoulder, making sure that you're not dipping in. You want to press that floor away. One more breath here. And then we've got 10 hip dips. So from there, we're going to inhale, drop the hips, exhale, press up. Nearly there. Continue to breathe. Well done. Lowering back down. All done. Well done.